and Plumbing.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for GMC, and our big summer sales event is underway this month. Right now, get 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. 0.9% APR on select new Chevrolet and GMC vehicles, plus a $1,500 trade-in bonus on select Silverados and Sierras. You put all that together with some big couple discounts, and you have a tremendous buying experience. So stop on into the dealership or check us out online at couplecars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
A mix of sun and clouds expected today with a high of around 89. Southeast wind gust over 25 to 30. We will see a chance of scattered thunderstorms moving in this evening into tonight with a low of 67. Then clearing and becoming very hot tomorrow with an afternoon high around 97. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? It's Old School. It's Tuesday. Dang, you had a little rain. You know, now it's steaming hot. Steaming like Willie Beeman out there. This is Jay Foreman. DP's to my right. Austin's right in front of me on the ones and twos, making us look good and sound good. From over here at 48th and O Street, 330, my bad. 330 North 48th Street. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut. Stop in there and ask them, what's up?
Jay, I have a thing.
What up?
That I need to. So This Friday.
Yeah.
From 2 to 6 o'clock, we will be broadcasting on the block in Old School from Haymarket Park.
There it is.
Home of the Fighting Salt Dogs of Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
BP with DP. We're going to break that one through. So we will have, now I know that Amon Green wants to take BP. We have a bunch of people that want to take batting practice. Amon asked first. So the answer is yes. Strick asked immediately, said yes. Jay, do you want to swing the bats?
No.
Okay. So Jay said no.
I
know Austin
negative.
wants to, but Austin has to.
I can wait in line.
Yeah. We'll get you in that next one. But here's the thing. So Jay, you said a thing the other day that I want to act on. Because you said if the next dessert was a carrot cake, you'd be a happy dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a thing that I used to do in my other markets. What's in it for us? To the first now again, if you want to take batting practice Friday with the Salt Dogs on the field, you can shag flies, take infield, whatever you want to do. You'll sign a waiver first in case y'all mess up. But I'll say this. I was going to do trivia, but I'm going to say this. You just gave the address, 330 North 48th Street. If you want to take batting practice with the Salt Dogs with us on Friday, the first person who delivers a carrot cake to the station gets to take batting practice. Simple deal. And it's a race. It's the first one. It's the first one. If you are not in the area, my apologies, because then you probably couldn't take batting practice with it on Friday anyway. But if you're in the area and you want, you know, it could be you, maybe you decide your son, your 15-year-old son, would like to take batting practice at Haymarket, or your 15-year-old daughter, or your wife who used to play softball in high school.
Yeah.
I think it's fair, and this is an open invitation. So I didn't put a disclaimer. I put any boundary. It has to be a complete carrot cake, not one that your wife made on Friday and you took 3 bites out of and then you deliver it. But you get it here to the station. First one in gets to take batting practice. It's your spot. What you do with it is up to you. Fair enough, right? Fair enough.
Pecan pies, they can't be from Walmart.
Yeah, listen, I didn't put any parameters to it. I simply said a brand new, complete, full carrot cake.
Yeah, don't bring no half-eaten after Eric Strickland and destroyed it type of pet.
And bring it now where it's safer. Strick can't scoop it out.
Yeah, he's already on the
Yeah, he'll be back though later. So if you leave any around.
Oh, he's coming back later?
He's coming back with
WTF
with him and Cluster.
What time are they on?
That's
7.
7 o'clock.
Yep. I got you.
7 o'clock. Missy, my dog, why would you say that? Why would you ask that question? Jay, I'm going to read this because I think you deserve to see this one. But he says, can I smash the carrot cake in Jay's face?
What's wrong with you, dude?
Did you bump your head today?
For what?
Why?
Yeah, this isn't the
no.
This isn't the county fair, man.
No. This is, So batting practice with the Salt Dogs. You can come down. We'll start taking swings at 3:30. You can bring family and friends to watch. You can take video, take pictures, etc. But we're going to broadcast from there 2 to 6, and then different people will roll in. I know you'll be taking BP with Amon and Strick at least. I have to figure out who the next ticket person is. Normally I hear from Steve Taylor. I hadn't heard from Steve. So that being said, all right, Jay, where you want to go, bro?
We'll talk about the thoughts on the game last night, man. LSU definitely had their bounce back percentage up to 1,000. Bouncing back after that shellacking. They took the night before. We would always say, especially when if you're playing in like softball doubleheader or you're playing a doubleheader the first game and you blow somebody out, if you have to see him again, the thing you would hear most in the dugout is, y'all better save some of that for the next game. Yeah. It's like all their good swings and all that stuff, and their mojo was definitely lost. And look, LSU was extremely confident out there, and look, they've been a confident team all year. They've been up there 1 or 2 all year, and so it's not like this isn't a fluke. And Florida was a great offensive team. I just think LSU had some arms, old and new players, and then they have a special player and their center fielder that kind of stirs the pot, and then everybody else feeds off of that, and they just came to play. And Florida pitching wasn't up to snuff, and then LSU got that big inning, and I think after that it was an avalanche, and they knew that they had control of the game. So I think the best team won. right?
Yeah,
Over,
that
I
was the
think
best team in the country.
And and give it to Nick. He called it. They came in through the back end. They had lost, and then they beat Wake Forest twice, and he called it. And once you kind of, I always equate it to football being in the wild card game, and everybody's like, oh, you'd rather have that week off. No, they actually lost and probably have been in playoff mode a little bit longer than the other team, and sometimes not losing, in this case Wake Forest, and then you're facing a team that's that knife is awful sharp, and they have some weapons, and they have pitching, they have hitting, they have in-game management, they're able to small ball you, and they have speed, and they have defense and stuff like that, and they have a culture of winning, and and also on top of it, they hadn't played up to their standard in Omaha in quite some time. And so they have a lot of things that, even though you don't see them in the the tweets and all the the newspapers, they were playing for something bigger than just winning this championship.
Well,
they were trying to get back to what they know that they should be, or think that they should be.
It happens in the NFL and the wild card, as you said.
Yeah.
It happens in the NCAA tournament, where teams have to battle into the tournament, and they get used to playing at a certain
tournament mode,
right?
Yeah.
You get into that survivor mode, that
Right.
win in advance mode, and it's hard to turn off. It's hard to be playing at a top level and then take a break. Like, it's really tough to just hit that button again.
And then, it's harder to ramp it back up.
Right?
Like
Like to get back at the level that you're playing at. But then finally, in championship games, and this is why championship games are always so unique, you become 100% who you really are.
Yeah.
In that environment where you don't have anything to lose, a lot of what I saw Florida doing was looking down the bench and looking at the bullpen instead of making the plays that they could have made. Like, this is like, championship games are more one play at a time than anything that we can exist in. And when you get caught up looking forward or behind, looking at, well, who's in LSU's bullpen? When is he warming up? We're up 2 runs. And instead of sitting on that and making the very next play, they did the one thing you
They
can't
were
do.
hoping.
Well, you start walking batters.
Yeah, they
don't have
hoping.
control. Like, that's the thing.
They started playing not to lose versus to win, and you do that when LSU was very comfortable being down 2-0 with what they had going on, and they might even had that, and you called it. They might get down early, and then they're gonna bum rush them.
The momentum, Florida was going to get up, and then LSU was going to come back. I thought that they would shut down early, that Florida would shut down when a pitcher gets in that kind of trouble, that they would shut down. And then, because every staff has a guy whose job is to throw strikes. That's your job.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I don't need for you to throw 98. I don't need for you to have exceptional movement. I need for you to throw strikes and not put dudes on base. Florida went to that guy last night, and he didn't have it.
Right.
He didn't have it.
And Florida was looking. I call it in basketball scoreboard watching. You got up by 2 runs, and all right, let's see if we can get to the 4th inning up 2-0, and kind of looking down and trying to backdoor their way. And it said they should have been taking the mentality of, we're up by 2. Let's try to get up by 4. Let's shut these guys down and really control the momentum. And so they were playing. They were active, but they weren't playing. They were playing baseball for 9 innings.
Did you hear? So I noticed that. That's exactly what you were talking about. Florida goes up 2. LSU puts up 6 spot. As soon as LSU got the 3rd out in the next inning, I heard the pitcher walk off and say, "Let's get that 6 back." And I went, yeah, that's like, he wasn't done. 6-2 wasn't good enough. He wanted 12-2, and I loved hearing it.
Yeah, it was definitely a team that was, in that moment, in that championship moment, they were operating as just an everyday type of deal, whereas Florida, for whatever reason, because they beat LSU in the championship, a few years back, I think 17, and obviously a lot of those players are gone, but they definitely looked out of their element in that championship, and they definitely were more worried about what LSU was doing versus what they were doing, and it showed in their play. And so, look, the best team won. I think LSU took a lot of confidence, because I think once they knocked out Wake Forest, they won't say it, because they knew Wake Forest. It's kind of like in sometimes, like I guess Philadelphia Eagles and the Chiefs were a great Super Bowl, but there's sometimes you can play your Super Bowl or championship game in your semifinal, and the final is just a formality.
Sometimes you win the championship in
early.
the semifinals. Right. Yep.
And that's the way it was. Good first segment. College World Series wrap up. We got some, good Husker recruiting news in the next segment. You know, it don't stop. You know, they keep rocking, and this one has a little bit of alumni bloodline to it, all the way from Montana. Is he bringing some of the potatoes with him? But a phenomenal athlete that came in.
What is Montana known for?
Potatoes, right?
That's Idaho.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, I
Montana's
tried.
Grizzly Bears.
Grizzly Bears.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Grizzly
Don't
Bears.
bring none of them.
Grizzly Bears. And doesn't Kanye West and them live up there? And that,
I
think so. I don't know. Who knows? Well, anyways, Jay Forbett, DP. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Beat the heat and make 4th of July truly monumental at Generation V.
Generation V.
This weekend only, Generation V has incredible deals that'll blow you away. Stock up on select disposables as low as $10 and enjoy 25% off all pet products.
Generation V.
July 1st through 4th, experience monumental savings up to 33% off mods, e-liquid, Delta 8, and more. Generation V with 16 Nebraska locations and a new location at 27th and Superior. GenerationV.com. Vapes contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our big summer sales event is underway this month. Right now, get 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. 0.9% APR on select new Chevrolet and GMC vehicles, plus a $1,500 trade-in bonus on select Silverados and Sierras. You put all that together with some big Koppel discounts, and you have a tremendous buying experience. So stop on into the dealership or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Network Partners in Lincoln reminds listeners we depend on our military overseas to serve and protect our nation. Honor them with a gift from home. If you don't know what, where, or how to send a package to our troops, just call your local veterans organization or search online for more information. Let's show our troops we really care. This message is from Network Partners in Lincoln. Visit ROUTERS.com. They are always proud to support our military, and they are helping to give our troops the comforts of home they truly deserve.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lights the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
A mix of sun and clouds expected today with a high of around 89. Southeast winds could gust over 25 to 30. We will see a chance of scattered thunderstorms moving in this evening into tonight with a low of 67. Then clearing and becoming very hot tomorrow with an afternoon high around 97. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, old school. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Second segment, Husker news of the day. Again, they need to have like a, I know Matt Rule and them, but they send out emojis was it Matt and the Omar dude or whatever. Need to probably get Rico or somebody on like having a, like a bell or something.
They've got a breaking news thing in the system.
Yeah, but you need a bell though. I mean, that breaking news and stuff is like something that you'd get back in like, back when I was watching TV and it'd be like, somebody died or something. We want we got to get some fire bells going off or something. Anyways, if you haven't heard, DP in Austin, which I'm sure you have, is Quinn Clark from Bozeman, Montana. Two-star receiver to the 2024 class, just committed. He is a 6'5", 195-pound wide receiver. Again, from Montana. His dad is the late, great Ken Clark, two-time All Big 8 running back who played from 1986 to 89 and was residing, actually, when he passed away, up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I think it's, a good get. I think right now he's technically a two-star, but I think that's all based on his state of residence. I don't think they're going to get any stars rankings out of there. Bozeman, Montana.
You don't see any difference in talent level of opposition. You just don't see the number.
Well, you're just not going to get people up there to give you an honest evaluation. You're not going to see him being out there. I think it's hard.
He's not going to national 7-on-7.
There's not big 7-on-7, leagues up there, organizations. There's not a Warren Academy where he can go get trained. So everything, he is doing is going to be, learning on the ropes. But I think the great thing about it is when you're 6'5", 190 pounds, there's position flexibility galore out there for him. Knowing who his dad is or dad was, is that he'll, obviously be a good football player, good mind, comes from good athletic ability, big old frame, legit speed. And he's going to come up here and play for the right reasons. And he's going to be I would say a late bloomer, and it'll only be a late bloomer just because of what they'll be able to do with him, figure out where they can see him fitting in. He can play offense, he can play defense. He's been a two-way starter. He was a safety, where he had 3 interceptions and 4 pass breaks. So for him to play safety, imagine being a quarterback, 6'5", 190.
Don't do that to me though. Give me that. Let's get that. Let's get some points on the board.
Well, no, yeah. What I'm saying is when you're 6'5", 190.
Look at Jay. See, Jay, this is Jay.
No, because
Dang.
I'm thinking Cam Chancellor.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even Brian Urlacher. I'm thinking a guy that, with that type of athletic ability.
I'm thinking DJ Metcalf. Let's go to the same space.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of listen here. I'm thinking of a guy that I can see actually on the day 1 and day 2, because what I'm looking at, I'm thinking Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, wide receiver in high school. Oh, yeah, you could be a good, decent wide receiver, but guess what? You could be a game changer on the other side of the field. Position flexibility, the ability to play safety. That means you're seeing everything from top down. So when you have to move to linebacker, DP.
Well, the guy you got yesterday does that for you. So if you're gonna do that, like if
but he ain't 6'5", 190. He's 6'1", 205. I'm this right here. He's gonna be on the outside, getting off the ball at 235
pounds. This is
pounds.
a common thing that happens with me and defensive coaches and players.
Hey, well,
see, they want all those elite unicorn dudes. Get them over here. Get them over here.
At least 50,
get them over here.
You don't get all.
Get them. You can't have everybody, Jay.
Well, you already got. Well, first of all, you already got Malachi Coleman, so you already had that.
I know. I need bookends. I need bookends.
It's not happening.
I need book.
You can't do that.
Text line. Let me know. What would you rather see?
I've already texted Coach White and Coach Rule and said, "Listen, man, I know this is a great get, but and I know Garrett McGuire is somewhat happy right now, but just pull the rug out of him early and let him know he needs to be going to the defensive side of the ball."
Austin could play quarterback if in 3 years
Right.
with Malachi and this dude.
I'm taking
you got 6'5" and 6'5" that can both run. Yeah,
And you know who else I'm taking while we're out of that area? I'm taking Neil Smith's son.
Yeah, see, look, he just greedy.
Not taking Tebow 2.0.
He just greedy.
No, I'm talking about the young guys.
He greedy. No, he took Tebow 2.0 and turned him into a defensive end, a stand-up defensive end, and let him wreak havoc on people.
No, I'm gonna have Tebow playing middle linebacker.
You can get that.
They probably. I mean, I'm just saying. Just listen. All I'm saying is they're accumulating athletes. That's the way that this program has to build their program. And then you got to just see where the chips fall.
On a scale of Jay Foreman's 1 to 7, where do you rank this commitment?
Well, today?
Yeah, today.
Okay. Well, I'll do it two different rankings. Today, I'll go a 4.
Okay.
A very warm 4.
Okay.
If Jay Foreman was on the staff and was able to kind of mold this, you remember when you could take that thing and mold the clay?
Yep.
Mold the clay, it'd end up being 7. Because right now, I'm thinking right now, you're 6'5", 190. I'm thinking like, hey, dog, putting 40 pounds on this kid ain't gonna be nothing.
But how about you put 20 on him and leave him alone?
That's fine. Then you could be aligned. But listen
like
here.
Natural growth. Let him be.
Here. Listen here, DP. Joey Porter Jr. just got drafted by Pittsburgh. Joey Porter was a receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. I seen him jump 39 because I jumped 37.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a former receiver. So when he went to the combine, guess what Bill Cowher saw? Green linebacker that's only been playing for 2 years, a former receiver. And what did Joey Porter do? Borderline Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
If all you had to do was take the opposite, the guy who checks all the boxes defensively, and then turn him into an elite level wide receiver because he had full understanding of reads and concepts. And
you already did that.
Give me that
DP,
dude.
How many of these guys that you already got? Malachi Coleman. There's no more. You're done.
You
for 4
can
years.
never. What does Ohio State say? You can never have enough. LSU, you can never have enough.
You got every
Georgia, you can never have enough.
You got every single one. You got Lloyd, you got all these guys, you got Jaden Doss, you got all the receivers in there. Just stop accumulating so many receivers because DP is going to happen anyways. That's what the defensive coaches do because the offensive coaches always get the first dibs. Especially because you have, the offensive guy, you got Garrett McGuire, you got Satterfield, so they're going to gimme. Well, then the defensive coaches are going to sit back and just wait a little while and say, you know what, you ain't playing this dude. Let me get him. And the next thing you know, he's going to be all conference. Thank you very much.
DP, you asked the text line for help, and they immediately betrayed you. Travis was the first text in and said, put 40 to 50 pounds on this guy. He's Will Anderson 2.0.
There you go. There you go.
No. Here's what I want. Here's what Nebraska fans deserve.
They deserve
You know what they deserve? An offense that puts up 40 a game.
No.
The fun way. What better way to spend a Saturday at Memorial Stadium watching the Nebraska offense just run people out the building?
Is it too much to ask for both?
Of course it is. We don't have
Yeah,
either.
See, DP,
We don't have either.
DP is,
Give me one.
Scott Frost, you want to win the game 49-48. Talking about we
No,
made one
I
more
want to
play.
win. Look, if we 49-48, it wouldn't have mattered if I gave you 6'5", 190 pounds, because they still gonna get 40. If they getting 40, it's gonna take more than 1 6'5" dude to get you out of it.
But all jokes aside, I think the cool thing is that he came all the way from Montana, right? A junior. Well, you got to think for him. I'm just assuming is that you're not coming from a hotbed, right? Of seeing superior athletes, and you're coming to where your dad was a great player,
and he wanted to be here.
To a camp, but he's coming to a camp with a new staff, so the pressure is solely on Quinn Clark to perform well. He has to impress a staff that doesn't know much about his father besides the name.
Oh, see, why are you agitating me today?
Why
are you agitating me? Because you know how to. He said that on purpose.
No, I did
he
not.
He said
it
just
just like
trigger.
a lot of
He
people
wanted
out
to
here.
trigger
DP,
me. He wanted to trigger me.
If you want to be triggered on your own, that's a personal choice. That's a personal choice.
Man.
All I'm saying is for him to come here like sight unseen, walks out there. I'm sure the coaches were like, "Who's this big old kid walking out there, athletic?" Might have known who he was, right? They had hundreds of kids out there, and for him to have a strong performance and then be offered, and then obviously he commits. You got to give him a lot of credit.
Why don't they know who his daddy is, Jay?
Well, I don't know if they do or not. I'm just saying. They
You
might not.
said it. I'm just repeating what you said.
They don't know as much about Ken Clark as I do.
That part.
Well, they shouldn't. They haven't been. They didn't play here for 5 years. They didn't know Ken Clark personally. They didn't. I came here in '94. Ken Clark was just, in the NFL or finishing his NFL career.
I want them to know what you know.
Well, then they got plenty of time for that.
Okay, all right.
In 5 years, if they don't know who Ken Clark is, and then that's on them. But right now, for them to not know, but they know now though.
All right, Jay.
Because Quinn is letting them know I'm in the building.
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to ride with it. Look, he'll end up on defense.
That's all about
Cam Chancellor 2.0.
Listen,
I understand.
If learning the history of Nebraska is a personal choice. It is. I had to personally learn it. Only thing I knew is that they played, to be honest with you, DP. to be brutally honest, I know tiddly poo about Nebraska, except for they always lost to Miami. And to Tom Osborne, they called him Dr. Tom. One of my best friends in high school was a Nebraska fan through and through. And that's all I heard about. And then the only other thing that I knew is that they were about to play Florida State, and they got shafted for the national championship. And that's about it. But when I got here, I had to learn the history of it. I had to learn where players were from. Clint Brown was a walk-on linebacker that was a second-string linebacker. He was a senior who took me underneath his wing and taught me a lot of things about Nebraska. I had to learn about, the different running backs and where they came from Nebraska, or came through to Nebraska, and learned about the history of Nebraska. And I had to take it upon myself, and that really helped me play a little bit, harder, just because I knew that how the program was built. And so it's not something that you get to appreciate or know overnight, though.
Don't steal all the offensive players. That's all I'm asking.
Well, just use them then.
That's,
But see, you gotta you gotta use them all. If not, then we're gonna get them in over here. We're gonna.
I have a full understanding. I have a full look, Jay. I've been defensive people. You have to show and prove. You're consistent. Defensive coaches are consistent.
Yeah.
Y'all are. You are.
I've been there.
Yep.
Well, first of all, I told Coach Brown I ain't rolling around on the ground for nobody. Okay, I'm not cut blocking. I'm not doing all that, man. I seen Abdul Muhammad and Corey Dixon leading the team with 26 receptions. I was like, man, what type of offense you running, brother? This is a scoring machine. I wore number 6 for a reason. 6 points. And if you out here talking about cut blocking and rolling around on the ground,
6 tackles.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? No,
That's right.
I just
6 tackles.
I just was not in the
6
mind.
career picks. That's what.
That was not me. That was not me. I ain't coming all the way down here to roll around the AstroTurf, man. That just wasn't me, man.
Speaking of pick sixes, someone did ask about your pick six against Colorado yesterday.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a little fire zone and tip ball crib. I had another one, but Corey Detmer took it down, and then he knew it was going to be another pick six, but then when he ducked it, I think Jared Thomas or Grant Wisham just rocked him. So he probably should have just threw the pick six and didn't get hit. But oh well. But yeah, it was a good. We were struggling then, and again, the defense always has to be. This is what people don't understand about the championship years. Right, is that the defense always bailed the offense out when they decided not to come to play. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean,
so the Allo VIP.
We didn't start beating Florida until we had to start beating the heck out of the quarterbacks, and we had a busted zone blitz, and we got to get safeties. Then all of a sudden, T. Frazier decided to make the run of the all-time Husker run and breaking 85 tackles. But I will say this about that
Fighting
run.
words.
This honestly got true. Listen. T. Frazier had that same type of run when we scrimmaged him before we left down there. He did. And then you know what he said? This is funny about T. Frazier. Nobody really wanted to hit him because, he's T. Frazier. But he gave somebody the Ginsus. I won't say who it was. I was chasing him, and he looked at me. He's like, yeah, I'm back, while he was doing it. I was like, okay, yeah, you back.
It is.
Yeah, so then
let him know.
Yeah,
somebody call Florida. Let him know.
At any point in time right now, if I have a drive, I'll take T. Frazier any day of the week.
Fair enough.
Any day of the week right now. Good first segment. A good second segment goes by quick, even though DP's trying to steal all the recruits. We're going to come back short segment. Then at the top of the hour, we're going to have Jason Metcalf from Scooters and also Kathy Martinez from AFN talk about their partnership, about the grand opening of a new Scooters location and how you can help AFN, a local organization here in Lincoln. This is Jay Foreman, DP. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Guys, it's that time again. Another 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is starting on July 8th. I joined Farrell's a little over a year ago, and with their help, I've lost over 125 pounds and can confidently say I'm in the best shape of my life. The 10-week challenge combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching in a way that is approachable and achievable for any skill level. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the cost of enrollment. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 70th and Vine or 40th and Yankee Hill.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Was anybody in the building when Dick Vitale was in the building when I think we played the number 3 Kansas Jayhawks in Devaney and we upset them? Was anybody in the building when Dickie V was going crazy? This is a big one, baby. This is a PT Pierce, baby.
Look at the type of dandies.
That was amazing.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, short segment before we get to the top of the hour. Jay Foreman, DP. Austin, I want to bring you in on this, man. I know that look, NBA free agency I think starts Thursday or Friday. I know Harrison's over there, so he's probably itching to get in here. Maybe we'll bring him in there or bring him in the second hour. What do you think the chances of Dame Lillard leaving Portland? For the simple fact, and here's why I'm asking you too. The report came out that he had met with ownership, GM ownership, and whoever he needed to be, and he never pressed them to move him or sign so-and-so player X, Y, and Z. Kind of always taking this step back of waiting and seeing, but you're always hearing them. What you heard him on a podcast, I'd like to go to Miami, X, Y, and Z. Well, it's like, you know, some guys just can be fine of being great players, and more. What's more important to them is the people that they play with. Totally respectable. Dame Lillard's going to Hall of Fame regardless. What is your feeling on it? Because it's kind of like Dame Lillard. He's a straight up dude, but he's kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth because he wants to go and not get out of Portland. He wants to win, but then he's not voicing it because I think he's still feeling obligated to Portland. What do you think?
So, shameless plug for the podcast. It'll be up after we're done with old school here.
Okay.
Strick and I talked about this a little bit, and this is where it's nice having a former NBA player to discuss this with. And so I have my feelings about it, but I'm going to defer to him. And what he said is neither side wants to be the one to break it up. They put so much into it. Even if Dame, wants to win a ring, he wants it to be in Portland. And Portland, for as long as they've, stuck with Dame, wants to keep him around.
Right.
They don't want to be the one to say, well, he poured so much into us, we don't want to be the bad guy by shipping him off. So the business end of it, again, winning's the best business. Portland was winning with Dame, hasn't won enough recently. So once they saw the downturn, one camp said either, invest more, make sure you have a winner, or if you're not going to do that, he has to go. But these two sides let it go on so
Too
long
long,
without
right.
making a decision that it's going to be even more painful with the process being dragged out just because of how deep those relationships are.
DP.
I land in the space that it's a movie I've seen before recently with Bradley Beal.
But Bradley Beal is about his business though, because
but he made that decision. He made the statement that, you know what, I'll ride it out with DC because I think we're not that far. I think right pieces until.
But here's what Bradley Beal did though. He re-upped with him as Dame did.
Mm-hmm.
But when he put in that no trade clause, or when I am traded, I can veto any trade.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like continued on from to where he's at in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
That's him about his business.
I would imagine that Dame does the same thing. I cannot imagine that he doesn't go into.
Well, he's going to go where he wants, but I'm saying Bradley Beal is in the same situation. He already forecasted getting to.
Do you think that Dame accepts anything from Portland this year where he is without the right to choose his next or have input in his next place?
In Portland,
he deserves to choose.
Yeah, and Portland will let him choose. I think the problem that I would have with the whole situation is Dame hasn't came out and said, hey, man, we're not going to win. There's no hard feelings. I will come back here and retire and really say, like, I tried, either I won a championship or I didn't. Say you just kind of say you went to the Lakers or somewhere, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
He would be perfect to come back at the last 2 or 3 years of his career. I just find it hard because I think with the NBA, every year, it's just like the NFL. Every year that you play is you there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you go to Miami and Jimmy Butler is Jimmy in the playoffs. We saw him kryptonite against the Nuggets. Does Bam continue to be a problem? Well, then what about the other people? You could just be you three knuckleheads like Paul Pierce and Rajon Rondo and Kevin Garnett left in the Celtics. Nothing left, and there you go. You're trying to hope Ben or Glenn Big Baby Davis does something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now your championship window has completely shut. If I'm him, whether I voice it or I'm having DP, my agent, we're calling, getting it done, and it will be won't be a bad breakup. It actually would be a celebration if they do it right. So, I want to know what you guys thought. At the top of the hour, again, we're going to have Jason Metcalf, Kathy Martinez talking about their partnership and event and of the opening of a new scooters. Old School, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Beat the heat and make 4th of July truly monumental at Generation V.
Generation V.
This weekend only, Generation V has incredible deals that'll blow you away. Stock up on select disposables as low as $10 and enjoy 25% off all pet products.
Generation V.
July 1st through 4th, experience monumental savings up to 33% off mods, E-Lid, Delta 8, and more. Generation V with 16 Nebraska locations and a new location at 27th and Superior. GenerationV.com. Vapes contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa Cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Liberty First makes switching easy, and Kasasa checking is always free. See LibertyFirstCU.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415, or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277, or judsonirrigation.com.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals, plus porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Save money on energy-efficient equipment with the LES Sustainable Energy Program. Nearly half of the financial incentives are still available for qualifying projects. View incentives and learn more at les.com/SEP.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Guys, it's that time again. Another 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is starting on July 8th. I joined Farrell's a little over a year ago, and with their help, I've lost over 125 pounds and can confidently say I'm in the best shape of my life. The 10-week challenge combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching in a way that is approachable and achievable for any skill level. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the cost of enrollment. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 70th and Vine or 40th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
A mix of sun and clouds expected today with a high of around 89. Southeast winds could gust over 25 to 30. We will see a chance of scattered thunderstorms moving in this evening into tonight with a low of 67. Then clearing and becoming very hot tomorrow with an afternoon high around 97. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Who would think in Lincoln, right? We are Old School. Jay Foreman here with Austin. We have two special guests, Jason Metcalf, Kathy Martinez. Kathy Martinez runs AFN, Autism Family Network, and Jason Metcalf is the owner of Plenty of Scooters. They're going to bless us with some information of a partnership, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think first and foremost, I want to hand it over to you, Kathy, because I think you could I think you could drop a lot of information on AFN because I think you guys obviously do a lot of great work. So tell us about AFN, about yourself, and then we'll talk about how you created a partnership with Jason Metcalf.
Sure. The Autism Family Network was founded in 2006 to serve local families affected by autism spectrum disorder, to try to unite people and connect them, prevent some of the isolation feelings that having a child with special needs brings to a family. And we've grown significantly over the last 15 years, and we offer a multitude of programs for the community, and everything is free of charge. So some of those examples would be like we have the Project Lifesaver bands that we give to families who have children who might wander, and that's a partnership with Lincoln Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
We also partner with the Lincoln Arts Council to provide free social groups for adults and children on the spectrum, so that can help them work on their social deficits. We provide legislative advocacy and educational advocacy, free support group meetings, free recreational activities. Everything we do is free of charge. And we are kind of diving into a new adventure of making Lincoln Parks all accessible for people with disabilities, because to date, there aren't any accessible parks in Lincoln, Nebraska, but we're going to change that. And the first one is slated for construction in 2024. We also provide free scholarships for swim programs, because drowning is the #1 cause of death for children with autism.
Oh, wow. Yeah, one of the things I know that the program that you guys do is helping educate the police department on how to diffuse situations. And when obviously being in a situation with somebody with autism, talk about how that came about. Because I think that's huge, just because of one, it breaks down a lot of barriers, at least in my, obviously from my perspective. But talk about how that came about.
Sure. We do sensitivity training for new recruits for the Lincoln Police Department. So we give them more information about how to handle individuals that they might come across on the spectrum, to try to diffuse situations that would escalate. Different tips. We bring in people with autism spectrum disorder to give them examples of how every person with autism is unique and look very different. And they might all have an autism diagnosis, but they all look very different. So if you meet one person with autism, you've met one person with autism.
Right.
So like Jake Martinez is going to look a lot different than somebody else on the spectrum.
Right.
And it gives them all those different examples of how to communicate with those individuals, how to approach them, different ways that they could, if an individual wondered, different things that are tactics that you could get them in the police car to take them home or to a safe place.
Yeah, that's big. Now on to you, Mr. Metcalf, owner of many scooters. I know Jason. I see him. He works out a lot harder than I do. He's very dedicated.
Not true.
Well, hey, good dude, good friend. Talk about what you're doing with scooters first. Obviously, we have a new opening, right? And talk about where it's at, and talk about how you got into scooters. I think that, to me, that's interesting. At least you might be one of the most interesting men in the world. No, I'm just playing. Just talk about how you got into owning scooters, and talk about your new location and then the partnership with AFN.
Yeah. Well, we got into scooters in 2005. At that time, my wife had just graduated from the university, and she was traveling with the Olympic team and playing overseas the other 6 months out of the year.
Right.
So a couple of years into that, I was always going to be a chiropractor. And my mom said, well, my dream's has always been to own a coffee store, either a franchise or she was going to do it herself, but she didn't have the money to do it. And so through the first few years that Nancy played overseas, we saved up enough money for a down payment to be able to open one.
Right.
And so we got into it, and it was one downtown. We opened a second, and the thought was I was just going to do it for a couple of years. And then when when Nancy's career stopped in another year or two, that I'd go back to chiropractic school. Mom would take the scooters business. Well, that was 18 years ago. So it's been a great journey. We absolutely totally love it. And it gives us a chance to partner with people like Kathy. I've gotten to know her, and it's fun to see her passion for this and the dedication she has to the Autism Network. And I knew very little about it coming into this, other than I have some friends that are close to it. And she told me yesterday it was one in every 42.
One in every 42
kids
children have an autism diagnosis now in the United States.
So there's obviously a need, and we're thrilled to be able to partner with you and help get the word out.
Thank you.
Tell us where the new location is. Listen, he's very humble, right, Jason? Okay, listen, I'll lead you there. You just deliver the mail. Tell us where the new location is, and when is it open already, or is it grand opening coming?
Yeah, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
starts tomorrow. Opens tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and this particular store we've been negotiating on for 15 years.
Wow.
So we had it, we lost it, and then they had to have a bigger user, which AutoZone came in.
Right.
Because we're a small user, so we couldn't take it down.
Yeah.
And so that happened, and years later, and thousands of emails, we're finally there.
Right.
It's kind of cool. A lot of people don't know that Scooters is actually a Nebraska-based company.
Right.
And I think that matters to a lot of people in Nebraska. Like we bleed red. Like that matters. And I think what we do with the community is what separates us people ask us all the time, like, what separates you from Starbucks or any other?
Right.
And I think I told Kathy yesterday, there's two things. One is we are always involved in the community, always looking for ways to give back, because I think the people value us being involved.
Right.
They value. Number two, we love our people, and we're trying to create opportunities. We understand that a lot of these baristas or store managers aren't going to be with us forever. We understand that. So we're trying to create a pathway where wherever they go, hopefully they stay with us. But if they don't, when they leave, they're better off than when they got here. So we're passionate about that as well.
And where exactly is that location at?
Sorry, 10th of Van Dorn.
10th of Van Dorn. 10th of Van Dorn, 6 a.m. I want all the 937 ticket listeners. I might even get up that early. I'm up that early. I'm going to have to pop my head in there. Talk about the partnership. So what is it? How much proceeds go to AFN? How does all that work? So is it just for tomorrow, or how does that work, Kathy?
For tomorrow on the grand opening, we will receive 100% of proceeds from that store.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'll definitely be down there. Make sure. Austin, you going to be up at 6? You better get used to it, man.
Up at 6 is more likely than drinking coffee, actually.
Yeah, so I'll be up at 6.
Wait. You have like Red Bull and like breakfast burritos, right?
They have
well, actually, we just created our own proprietary energy drink. The energy market's just taken off. So we punted Red Bull, and we created a drink called Scoop. So you can get it in a can. We put it in our drinks, and it's going like crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only reason I remember that is because my wife ran in the Good Life Halvesy, and Buddy and I waited at the different scooters for them to pass by. That's what I went with. The breakfast burrito. She's being all healthy and running and doing her thing, and I'm there with energy drinks and burritos. So
that's awesome.
That's my lane.
How long did it take you to create your own energy drink?
Couple years.
So it's a long process for a lot of things, right?
Yeah, it's good. Do you like energy drinks?
No.
I'm not going to buy you one tomorrow. You can buy it.
No, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to be there. Maybe not at 6. I'll definitely be there early in the morning. Kathy, what else do you have? What else do you guys at AFN have on the horizon besides tomorrow? Any other events coming up?
We also have an autism conference August 19th. It's very informative for families that are affected by autism. We're going to bring in expert speakers from DHHS and guardianship and special needs trusts, and pretty much a one-stop shop. If you need information for your family, that's where you go. And that information can be found on our website, autismfamilynetwork.org.
One thing I wanted to, before we, end the segment, is talk about your experience and how trying to make it easy for somebody to, one, come to terms with autism, right? And then also how you guys help, if it was, single dad, mom, or anybody, go and research and get their benefits that they deserve. I think a lot of times people don't understand the help that they should try to go get. I think you guys do a really good job of that.
Thank you. Well, back in 2005, when my son was diagnosed, there wasn't a support group network in Lincoln. And I just thought, if I ever have the opportunity to help somebody else so they don't have to reinvent the wheel, we can share those resources and that information. So somebody doesn't have to do all the searching on their own. They can just come to us, and we have lots of directions that we can point them in for resource information. I think disability and applying for that is very confusing for people. And there's federal disability and there's state disability. And people get very confused by all of the different disability waivers they can apply for. And we're there to help decipher that for people. And we show them the pathway for the applications, because it can be daunting. And we also bring in interpreters. We serve people from, since Lincoln's kind of a refugee community, we have had people from all over the world that we help. A lot of the families we serve are of various ethnic origins. So we translate information into Vietnamese or Arabic or Spanish, and just try to make sure, because everybody's being covered, because I know how hard it was for me, and I'm a college graduate from Lincoln, Nebraska. And I can't imagine being from another country and English isn't your primary language and you're trying to help your child.
Right.
So we've translated our material into any language that somebody comes to us and approaches us for help with.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. I appreciate you guys coming in today. Jason, how many locations how many scooters do you have? And in how many states, right? You're outside of Nebraska.
I see
right?
Pokes. OSU. We're down in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So we have 36.
Before I don't mean to cut you up. We're throwing that away, right?
How come?
Because it's the Pokes. Come on. No, I'm just playing. How many locations and how many states are you in?
We my mom and I are partners. We're 50-50 partners, and we have 36.
Wow.
And we're from here to Oklahoma City, so those two states.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oklahoma and Nebraska.
In 18 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's what, 2 a year? I mean, my math is good.
There were years you'd built one, and some we'd built three. But
hey, listen, that's one thing I would say: you just never know, right? And we were talking about position changes, here with football, and you just never know where it take you, man. So, congrats.
Thanks,
Appreciate you guys coming in. I implore all the ticket listeners to go with 6 a.m. to what time do you guys close?
We're there till 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock
Anytime
at night.
during the
Stop in there tomorrow. Support AFN and support Scooters. 15 years in the making, right? So it's a big deal. So it's Jason Metcalf, Kathy Martinez. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Thanks for having us, Jay.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our big summer sales event is underway this month. Right now, get 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. 0.9% APR on select new Chevrolet and GMC vehicles, plus a $1,500 trade-in bonus on select Silverados and Sierras. You put all that together with some big Coppell discounts, and you have a tremendous buying experience. So stop on into the dealership or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street, or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carry out, or schedule catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the industry's latest technology. Exact Emerge high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Husker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School back after a great segment with Jason Metcalf of Scooters and Kathy Martinez of AFN. One thing that we didn't get to say, there will be plenty of raffles, $100 gift cards to Scooters. DP, I don't know if you listened, but Scooters have made their own energy drink called the Scoot. And so that's great. I mean, I'm always interested in that, to go, probably saw the sales of Red Bull and said, we can do it ourselves and maybe do it a little bit more healthier. But 10th and Van Dorn, a 15-year in the making Scooters is going to open tomorrow. All the proceeds go to AFN. So I appreciate them stopping in, telling us about their event, telling us about AFN, telling us about Jason Metcalf, who's going to be a chiropractor. I wanted to ask him if he still had the hands of glory, like my man Ben Butenbach at Butenbach Chiropractic. The Snap, Crackle, and Pop, old broke down guys like me and DP. But DP, I got first quickly here, since we got about 22 minutes, so this is actually a really good segment, a long segment. Carter Nelson is going to make his announcement. All signs point to Nebraska. I wonder, we've been through this before, right? Had Thomas Fedoni, and then you got these expectations. I want to ask you from a coach's perspective. Now, I've seen him play basketball. I've seen him play football. He's a legit athlete. Okay. I want to ask you from a coach's perspective. What would be your game plan for him, assuming that he's coming to your school, which would be Nebraska?
Man, it is development. It really is. In identifying, one, they know what he does well because it shows up on tape. Right, so you have some pretty good idea about the athletic ability, that athletic arrogance, which is always a plus thing for me, that he moves consistently different, right?
Legitimately, too.
Right?
Yeah.
It's purposeful. He's not just out there being extra. He's very compact, but he's also still graceful at the same time. He also gets to the right place on time, which is important for me. Like, there are people who can run a route and there's 6 extra steps in it, and a quarterback sitting there counting, looking through his ear hole because you were dancing down the road and you weren't there on time. He doesn't possess a whole lot of need to fix scenarios.
Right.
Then it becomes development. Can you get him as fast, as quick as possible, as fast as possible, and then determining mutually what his body is going to look like in 2 years, not 1 year, but 2 years, right? Because that's the real mission. You can burn a player by asking for them to be a 30-pound version of themselves in year one.
Right.
That's not
that's
all.
What I was getting at.
Yeah, that's not it. The target is that you have some folks who are there who have eligibility that will go get him into his year one and year two. Let them pay their bills. Let them pay their bills. Look, there's a whole lot of folks who have been eating for free, but then that bill comes due where the work has to be done, and we don't know. What I don't want is to push this young man into this space and say, all right, go swim with the sharks. No, that's what happened to the last elite level guy in that position. Don't do it to him. Don't repeat.
So I'm going to ask you this. Would you play him, or would you say, hey, look, we're going to redshirt you?
Well, if we're really getting into the long game, you're redshirting. But here's the thing. I'm not sure that you have the freedom to redshirt. I don't think the program is in good enough hands to redshirt just because it's the right thing to do. There are folks that need to produce now, and I might need for him to push the people who are there. Right? Like, quite frankly, Nebraska tickets won't be free this year. They're not giving them away. So the people that are paying wants to have worth for it.
Yeah.
Same for next year. We're going to pay for the tickets, right? They ain't telling you come don't pay attention to what we do this year or next year. So we're going to give you tickets. No, that's not how it works. You're paying for it. Let the young man be present, because he'll let everybody know whether he's ready or not. The question for me is, can you develop him and then let this be what the others that were supposed to be this failed at? Like, you've got to correct some things.
Yeah.
You've got to correct it.
Yeah, I just think with him, I am not going to hold him back. I'm playing the long game with you, but I can play the long game with short-term success. Where he's different, and I had probably more background on him because I just stumbled upon him up in Bellevue just playing in the open gym. And I was like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that he's an athlete. He is competitive. The way he moves and the way is totally different. So for him, I'm trying to figure out a way to accentuate what he does well.
Mm-hmm.
And I always call it rehab what you don't well, which is essentially developing you. They're teaching you how to block and
learn how to block.
Eventually be and have the option for you to be a hand in the ground tight end. But I can do that while actually having you do things that actually are harder to do, right? Blocking space, learning how to, like, I always go back to number 44 at South Carolina, being able to reset the edge with the offensive line that might be struggling. I can teach you that along the way, all the way by not, and at the same time, not handcuffing you and not getting you on the field. Because here's why. When my man got a 38+ inch vertical, okay, we've had red zone issues.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on that roster couldn't score in the red zone.
Even with a 6'8" and 6'6" tight end, couldn't do it.
Okay. Well, that probably was play calling.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do here, okay, what do you do well? High point the ball.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you do well? Make plays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have you do that. And then as we go along, it's like every day you come into practice, you got to be on. Because
this is my fear, though, Jay. This is here's the fear.
You can't do anything out of fear with him,
well,
because he don't play like that.
Well, here's the thing: if you're going to put him out there now or next year, let's project forward next year. It's a year of Fedoni.
So hold on. Listen, there ain't a year. There's nobody. Listen, let's just peel back this ugly onion. And if you don't want to cry, then turn on the cold water, or just don't cut off the eye of the onion.
Hold on. Pause that thought. I think we got a winner.
For what?
I think we got a winner. Man, Jay, go on out there and get that dude. Go out there and get that dude. I think we got a winner. I think somebody. No, get him in here. Yeah, no.
We only gonna.
Come on in here, man. Look, we got a winner. Look. No, you absolutely won. You come on, jump over there. This is what I'm talking about.
I didn't know what DP was looking at. I thought we might have been getting hemmed up. He kept looking over his shoulder, man. Come on,
get it for that microphone. Yeah.
Listen, I don't ever stop talking sports, especially with athletes, unless somebody's bringing in some character.
Right. Introduce yourself.
I'm Paul from Lincoln.
Paul, how are you, bro?
The road.
Yeah.
I was coming home from Hastings.
Okay.
I heard the call out for a carrot cake.
Yeah.
I went, okay.
Yeah.
So Paul from Hastings, you have a new best friend right here.
How about that? So here's the thing. So Friday, 3:00, Haymarket Park. Come on down. You can either take the swings or you can bring somebody to take the swings for you. I'm okay either way. You'll have tickets for that
that's awesome.
For that night's games as well. You'll have sweet tickets so you can come in and hang out. It's a really cool way for us to meet our people. And I appreciate you making time. This means the world.
Cool. I haven't swung a bat since I was.
Neither have I.
And that was slow pitch
Right.
softball,
Right.
south side of Chicago.
Oh.
The clincher.
Yeah.
No gloves.
Right.
So I'm thinking home run derby.
Yeah. Let it fly. Let it
I
fly.
like
Going
the
yard.
mentality. Yeah, that's the only way to go, man.
That
Swing
is
for the fences.
spectacular. That is spectacular. What'd you bring?
The cake says goodbye, Mr. Spalding.
We're
We're going yard.
That's awesome.
I love it, man.
That
I
is the
appreciate you
best.
stopping in, man. That just made my day, man. Really, we were just talking about a great addition here, to Carter Nelson. So now you're the great addition to 937.
Yeah, in the family, bro. Welcome
Yeah.
to it. Paul,
Thanks.
thank you. That means the world, bro.
Huge fan. Love the show. Love
Thank
what you guys are doing. So
Thank you. Paul,
Very
it
cool.
is a
This
pleasure.
the first, by the way.
There we go.
I mean, we like competitive people, Paul. Good competitors.
No,
and the great ones adjust. He's coming home and says, you know what, I'm gonna be first.
That's
if you ain't first, you last, baby.
No, that's what winners do. Paul's a winner, man. That's amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
That's good stuff.
We appreciate it. See you Friday,
Appreciate
man.
it. Paul, don't go anywhere. We're gonna get you to take a picture as soon as we get to this break. All right. So we'll come through. It won't be but 5 minutes. We'll get you in and do that. We need to do that. That's
Yeah,
pretty
for
cool.
sure, man. We'll.
That's pretty cool.
But back to him, DP. I think like there's nobody on this team that is anything cemented. Even if you even if they roll you out there, August 30th or was it 31st? Austin?
Yeah, August 31st.
Yep.
31st against Minnesota. There's nothing guaranteed. So if this young man comes in and shows that he has a skill set to compete, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to start. That means that he has an effective role. That's how you. Now again, this is just my opinion. That's how I think you can recruit kids and continue. So you're not rebuilding all the time. You're reloading, because if I'm going to tell you, and this is what I have I have a problem with a high school basketball coach around. You sit in front of people, say I'm going to play younger guys, right, and move them up, and then nobody moves. Well, right here, if he's good enough to play as a freshman, that doesn't mean you have to start. I can give you a little bit and add to it as it sees fit. Perfect example, football wise, we just were talking about, or Austin was talking about the 95 against Florida game was on with like Terrell Farley. Granted, Terrell should have been starting from the get-go.
Should have had a pick six in that second quarter.
Well, then see, you came with that. I was going to talk about this, how he expanded his role.
Yeah.
So then he started to play. Then as he started to learn the playbook and be comfortable with it, they added more and added more. And next thing you know, boom, middle
I'm
of the
all
season,
for playing him as soon as he's ready to do.
Oh yeah,
the thing.
I'm not going to force you out there.
But what I fear, and I don't coach from fear, but what I consider is in the Big Ten Conference, and we're going to put an 18-year-old out there with the 23-year-old from USC or Ohio State and ask him to do grown man stuff on the edge. If we're going to use him in passing situations against linebacker number 2B in a route that I know he can win and be successful and continue build off of that, yeah, while I work with him at practice on being able to set the edge, yes.
Right.
But that hasn't been recent history, so I'm still a little PTSD'd about putting young people out there in situations where they cannot succeed, because we didn't have success with Vokalek, Austin.
Well, that's the past problem. Here's what I'm saying: young people being out there early might not have been let is because they were telling people they need to be out here, out there early, versus him showing you he needs to be out there early. If he has the right mentality, which is probably more important or as important as athletic ability, that he wants to get better as an inline blocker, but can show you that he more than is willing and can keep his head above water as an edge blocker. And an edge blocker meaning if I'm coming out there and if our 12 personnel or 13 personnel starts to kill people, they're coming out going against nickel. So he's blocking a little pipsqueak DB.
I'm good with that.
Okay, then.
I'm good with that.
Well, then that's harder to do than to block a bigger guy in some form or fashion. Before we get out there, before I jump out there, because blocking in space is no different than blocking on the front line on kickoff return. You have to
don't mind that either.
So then, as I'm showing him and he's getting real live reps by being successful, all the while I know if I get him matched up against a safety, you got to win.
I'm good with that.
Right.
And if we're using him just that way, But as you mentioned, goal line, there is an
There's
advantage
different-
to him, but there's also a disadvantage.
Right.
If you know, listen, young buck out here doing grown man time, he only serves one purpose. And if he's not out here doing that, one, it helps me defend him. Two, it helps me attack him.
It does in theory, but
Yeah.
DP, if he's out there and he's always, say if you come out there and just say they come out in 22 personnel.
Right.
Okay, 22 personnel is 2 running backs, or actually 23 personnel, right? There's two running backs and 3 tight ends. So you have a running back, fullback, quarterback under center, 2 tight ends on each side of the line of scrimmage, and then a move tight end. You can't say that he's only, because he's just really kicking out a corner.
Chancellor Brewington made a whole 2-year career
right,
out of it, so I
right.
get that.
And Mike Vrabel
Mhm.
scored 12 touchdowns. Kicking out a corner, boom, you can hide releases.
Anybody
There's
that
other-
can play and
Yeah.
can make plays in big
come on,
situations,
you got to use
you
it.
need him because you don't have enough choice.
Because if you're as a defensive coordinator talking about what an 18-year-old is doing,
Mhm.
well, dang it, Gilbert and Fedoni and Borkature better be getting
That
busy.
is the hope of all hopes.
And then Gabe Irvin and Grant.
Let's
doing
get an
everything.
early break. We'll go
Early
along
break.
to the next one. Let's take care of our buddy Paul.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Ready to spend more time on the links? Better sell that business first. Trans World Business Advisors of Lincoln has over 450,000 active buyers in our database. We can confidentially find that perfect person. 402-413-1095.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the industry's latest technology. Upgrade to an ExactEmerge high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Was anybody in the building when Dick Vitale was in the building when I think we played the number 3 Kansas Jayhawks in Devaney and we upset them? Was anybody in the building when Dickie V was going crazy? This is a big one, baby. This is a PT Pierce, baby. Look at the diaper dandies. That was amazing.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, old school again. Thanks for Paul from Lincoln bringing in the carrot cake and some cookies, man. He's going to be swinging for the fences there on Friday, 3 o'clock.
We'll give away some more to another spot tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll announce right at 4 o'clock what the deal is, what the deal is, and it'll be different every day.
You're going to keep them on their toes.
Different every day. I may post it and then say, hey,
who's the first one?
Your first one here. Or
you got to give them at least an hour or two.
I'll announce it right at 4 o'clock.
I got you.
So, yeah, we can do that.
How long are we going to, Austin? 12:55?
Ride the show out.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go right to 55. We're going to jump into the NBA stuff, man, because I think with NBA free agency coming, I think it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we talked about Dame Dillard. But one team, I think, on the sneak that's kind of what they were on the sneak last year, then caught people by surprise. But they've been on the sneak of clearing salary cap room, has been the Sacramento Kings. They have $36 million, available. It's like, what are they going to do? Now, I don't think Sacramento.
Is that just for this year?
But I mean, if they're trying to make a championship run, I think with the West, right? I think the two most interesting, or 3 teams interesting, the most interesting moves is going to be after Phoenix already made their moves. And I think Phoenix isn't done. I think DeAndre Ayton is out of there. I think the report of him and Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton, pretty much Kevin Durant came in as taking over the team in the sense of DeAndre Ayton asked him about Steph Curry's championship ring when, KD went there. Kind of, KD's never gotten over it, right? And but I think the 3 teams to really keep an eye on: Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, and the Lakers. And a lot depends on, one, does Golden State find a way to bring Draymond back? Because that's going to let you know where they're going to go moving forward. Is it going to be fast forward to the next chapter, right? Because then there'll be another domino. How long do they keep Clay? Do they sign Clay back to a friendly deal, or they kind of sign him to a deal with the purpose of trading him or at a trade deadline in a year or two? Sacramento, what they've done ideally here is that they've created some pace. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. DP just passed it here. Ryan Mallett, Arkansas QB, who had probably one of the best arms I've seen, obviously going in there, just never really, came to fruition in the NFL, passed away, man. That's crazy. He's very young. I mean, obviously, we just talked about Darren Dietrich with Life is Precious. I think 2-year anniversary with AD this morning, or AD today, I think he announced. So big up to him. So it puts that life in perspective, and we're just talking sports. So, there's a lot of things bigger than sports.
35 years old.
35 years old is way too young, and it's tragic. So I wonder what it is behind him. No, he go ahead.
Drowned.
Wow. That's even that's even more tragic, considering that obviously phenomenal athlete in his time, and just somebody that I enjoyed watching him when he played. And
he was a head coach, high school head coach,
right,
in Florida, and yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just at the end of the day, it's far too young, far too quick, puts things in perspective, and he should definitely always be in contact with you
from a beach. He was on a beach.
Yeah.
On the water, drowned.
Yeah.
They transported him to the hospital. Not good news.
Yeah. So it's puts a little bit of damper on it, but puts things in perspective as well. So always try to reach out to your friends. You just never know. You just never know. And especially with the day and the way it seems the world is, things move a lot faster than they used to, or it's just things happening at a more rapid pace. But obviously with Husker news, and obviously with NFL news, obviously with Ryan Mallett, it definitely puts it in perspective. But back to the NBA, with the Lakers, the Kings, and the Golden State Warriors, it'll be interesting because with the Lakers, I was seeing that they have three kind of guys that where they can clear space and kind of run it back with the same team. I think they should feel very confident where they are, be considering that the team that they ended with, they've only had it, not even after the All-Star break. It was after the All-Star break that they got together and played. It's really going to depend on AD, Anthony Davis, whether he can be more consistent. But I think it's Beasley, Vanderbilt, and I forget the other one, or Mo Bamba. If they bring back 1 to 2 of them, they said it's most likely they're going to run it back. If they only bring back 1, which would be Vanderbilt, because I think he was the least amount of money at $4 million, that lets you know that the Lakers are going to go out and try to get somebody, because it's a salary cap. Because Beasley, you got to bring him back at $16 million. Mo Bamba is $10 million. That's $26 million right there.
But that's the question that they're asking. Sacramento's asking the question that if Draymond is worth $36 million, would you rather sign 2 $18 million players that you just mentioned and ride with it, because it gives you 2 options to get it right, rather than going all in with Draymond for $36 million?
See, if I'm the Lakers, I'm bringing back Vanderbilt, because I can think that he can learn from playing with Draymond, and he doesn't have to start. I'm bringing Draymond. I'm bringing back Draymond. I'm bringing back my man Rui Hachimura, and I'm hopefully getting Austin Rivers to do the $50 million, or finding a way to Reeves. Dang, I keep butchering that.
You restrict both.
Austin Reeves, and then I'm running it back with that
because they're kind of the same dude.
Because he's got
it's the same level. It's the same level.
Austin Reeves got that true dog in him. He does.
I'm not sure that I would have taken him over what Austin Rivers did in playoffs for 3 consecutive years before we give Reeves.
Or when he did the Dean Dome in 2012. That was fun.
Austin Rivers is not
right. Come on.
Austin Rivers ain't even close. Let's just stop.
Really?
What has he done in the playoffs?
Oh my gosh! Look, he had 3 consecutive game winners in the conference semifinals. Then he took them in the first game of game 1 of the conference finals of the NBA finals. He hit the 2 jumpers from the top of the key that actually extended put the Heat in trouble. I don't think. I mean, he wasn't an all-star, but neither is Austin Reeves.
I'm talking today. I'm not talking about what.
Well, no, I'm talking about for what we is. I understand your comparison.
Reeves. I'm not talking to Austin Rivers 10 years ago.
Okay.
I'm talking about right now.
Well, right now, Austin Reeves is the only one in the game.
Right. So that's exactly. So that's who I'm bringing. I do not bring back Beasley. I'm not. I mean, that was just.
That's a lot of money, bro.
For him, and his shooting was sporadic at best.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for that.
I'm not bringing back Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba didn't really. You didn't really get to see the true him because he got hurt again.
But is that development, or is that talent?
You don't have time because you already have an injury-prone, overpaid person in AD that you're already married to. There's no point of giving Mo Bamba 10. Let somebody else do that.
Okay.
And
but are there that many people available to do those sort of things?
Well, you already got Vanderbilt for $4 million that can shot block and run the court. and he's healthy.
Is
you already
that
got
the
AD.
run you want to ride? Is that the hill you want to die on?
Here's what I would say. Well,
I'm not sure that's who I want to bet my resume
of
on.
those three choices. I'm taking Vanderbilt because he played over 70 games.
Fair.
And he was productive in his role, and he's willing to play his role. And I would bring in somebody that I would, hey, this is what you should aspire to be, Draymond.
If you had to wager today, is Draymond in Golden State or is he in Sacramento?
I think at the end of the day, Draymond, he ain't going to Sacramento. He's going Golden State or the Lakers.
I cannot see for the life of me Sacramento allowing him to leave Golden State and then bypass them and go to LA.
Have you ever been to Sacramento?
Yeah, look, man, I did that tour. I did the Cowbell tour for 9 years, bro.
Okay. And let me ask you this: as good as Sacramento is with their young talent, Draymond ain't going to Sacramento.
Who's going to resist in LA? He's going to have to deal with some stuff. Like, he's not going to be the guy, can't be the loudest talker, can't be the most frequent talker, can't get them. Like, I understand that there's value in being a Laker, but
LeBron would love that. He don't have to do any interviews, send him to Draymond. Actually,
LeBron has to answer why Draymond said what Draymond said, and that is not LeBron's thing.
He ain't worried about it. He worried about winning. Draymond.
What's AD going to do if Draymond is
at
out
this
there
point?
talking?
At this point, who cares? Because AD is AD.
Boy, that is some soup that I'm not sure goes well together with anything.
Then AD will be at the same position that AD would be even if Draymond wasn't there. Out the door next year.
Man, that is some. I like. Why not go to Sacramento where you could run it?
For what?
You could run it.
You ain't running nothing down.
They did the third best. Women, they had a better record than the Lakers anyway.
Moving to Sacramento, California
for 2 years and for the amount of money that they're about to throw at him. 2 years of his life, those are his great grandkids' money.
If they pay him $50 million, then he goes. But Sacramento ain't paying him $50 million. They only cleared $26 million. And you know what's funny is that the story is starting to come out now that Poole got traded. Why great Draymond knocked him out. You know what? I give Draymond credit for knocking him out.
You got rid of the dude. You got rid of.
If he said what he said to Draymond, I'm surprised.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Do you think
Poole?
that's
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. That's where I was
because Poole's the type of dude, and there's guys that I play with at Nebraska that talk reckless, but when you confront them, they act surprised when you stole on them.
That doesn't surprise me at all, which is why I am no longer a Washington Wizards fan. Because
the way that he punched him, it was like, okay,
it was disrespectful.
Well, the three things that he said to him, I think once he went past two, he had to sleep him. And that's why everybody just stood there.
And
everybody, they had the stone faces like, is this dude really saying this to Draymond? Okay, he said one thing. Okay, two, please stop.
Yeah.
Then once he said three, everybody just
was
boy. Yeah, and just let him.
It was like, oh boy.
Well, they just, but here's the part: they just let him lay there.
Yeah, nobody.
Stand and 8 count. Like, no. What? Remember when they used to rub your neck in the wrestling and just slap your neck? Yeah. Just let him lay there.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, and again, Sam Hoiberg and Jeffrey Grace are teeing it up for 6 o'clock for Huskers basketball from the text line. Jay, I need for you to answer to respond to this. He says, "Hey, I'm 90% sure I saw Jay Foreman at Hy-Vee last week looking at spices. I panicked and did nothing. For future reference, what's the proper way to say hello? Challenge him to an arm wrestle, poke him and yell, tag, you're it. Offer a fist bump and say, I love the show. Thank you in advance and for clearing this up."
It was me looking at spices. It was me looking at spices because I be trying to get on that grizzle and do it big. All you gotta do is come talk to me, man.
Just
say fist bump or fist bump. Tell me that you like the show. It happens all the time.
There we go. All right.
People actually like the show. I did tell somebody. I've only had one person come up and tell me they hate the show. So it's all good in the hood. I accept the good with the bad. I know I'm not perfect, and I don't try to be.
Yeah, no, I think I'm actually less approachable now than you are. It used to be the other way around, but I'm not sure now. I'm
You
not
told
sure.
me look at that spot. That's
hilarious. That's hilarious.
And I was trying to find it.
You know, he was up in
Hey,
there.
they lemon pepper Lou. I was trying to lemon pepper Jay. I was trying to find some lemon pepper and seasoned salt, some Lawry's.
Yeah, he got to season his meat. Man.
Yeah,
He's got to
you
season
got
his
to.
meat.
Tim Brando. You like if you see me in the season and I'm gonna treat you like Tim Brando. I know you can get down, man.
Yeah, man.
Good show. We appreciate everybody coming in. AFN Scooters be there tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. 10th and Van Dorn, 15 years in the making. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We are out.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys and Bud Light,